Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we looked at this NZXT case. I really like it. It's got a lot of cool components and features. Here's all the cabling for what we need to do. You can see that they're clearly marked. Here's the HD audio. This one is for the USB. We've got some for the power switch. Got USB 2.0. We've got the reset switch. So all clearly labeled. And here's for your power. For your drives, so we'll go ahead and keep those here. One thing I like about this case is that it is acoustically isolated, so there's foam padding in here. There's the ability to run your cable management behind this part of the case so that it's out of the way, looks nice and clean. I really love these drive bays, which just pop out. They accommodate 3.5-inch drives or 2.5-inch drives. This computer is going to use all 2.5-inch SSDs, so I really like that I don't have to buy extra cases to hold this or any slot trays. Here's the clamp ins for your optical drives. This is pretty neat because you can unlock these and you can just pop this out and then put in your drive, and it just clamps back in place and holds it. We've got the ability here to open it up for some extra air, and then you can put in a drive up top, so it's got a hot connect with the cabling coming back here to allow you to hook that up through USB. So got the ability to add some hot swap drives up there. And then it's an all metal case, so it's in really good shape. Now the first thing we need to do is, and there's a box here, we need to get the standoffs. So these are little screws that go in that will give your motherboard a spot to mount. You don't want the motherboard going right against the actual metal of the case. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get these little standoffs here, which are in the bag. I'll show you what they look like. If you've ever built a PC before, you already know what these are, but just for the benefit of those who haven't done this. And I do think this is something fun you can do at home. 15 years ago, putting a PC together was pretty tough and scary, but now most of the components are designed to work together very well. So I'm going to try to show you. So one side of this, hopefully you can see it, is a screw. And then the other side is a female screw. So you get a male portion of a screw and a female. And then you can go ahead and mount your motherboard inside there. So here's what that looks like. And don't lose those parts. So I already measured my motherboard, and I know that this is where it goes. So I'm going to screw this piece in, okay, as tight as I can. And you probably should use a tool to tighten them up, so I'll go ahead and do that in a minute. Actually, it looks like they were kind enough to give us a little tightening tool here. So I'll go ahead and put my other screw in, and then I'm going to go ahead and tighten them up once I'm done. So I'll just slot them in real quickly. I recall that they went here, 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 and here. Okay, so I'm going to use this little tool that wraps around it, around those standoffs, and allows me to use a little bit of leverage to get these all the way in. You want it all the way flush down to the metal as far as they go. You don't obviously want to strip it or overdo it. This PC is intended to stay put. It's not going to be a travel rig, so I'm not that worried about things coming loose, but you obviously want to do the best job you can in tightening these down so you don't have to worry about it. So I've got all those four taken care of. Okay, so that's it. Now, one step I didn't show you that should be fairly easy, even for the noobs. You want to go ahead and take off the side of the casing, obviously, to get inside. So this is part of the NZXT case. There's two screws that came out, and this just went on like this. So with those cables out of the way, it would go on like this. There's two screws that go in on the end. Then you go ahead and pop them out. Again, this part of the case is acoustically insulated. I love that. I want a really quiet PC. I've really got a cool processor. Got some water cooling. I've got SSDs. This should be a virtually undetectable rig once I'm done. So now let me get the motherboard out of here. Go ahead and move that out of the way for a moment. I want to keep all your parts together so you know where everything is. One of my favorite things to do, or not do, in my early career. So I've got this Asus P8 Z77V LX. Excellent bang for the buck. Sandy Bridge supports i7 really well. Supports a lot of RAM. Good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and take out the motherboard. Make sure that you're grounded in terms of everything that you do, so you don't get any shock to the motherboard. I'll go ahead and change this a little bit so you can see better. Okay, so we've got this motherboard here. So I'm going to take it out of the packet. Electrostatic packaging, you want to make sure you don't touch anything again. You've got the little panel that goes over the back of this motherboard so that when it sticks out of the case, you've got a nice clean finish. So this is custom made to fit right here. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm not sure what this is. I used to see these before. They're printed out of paper with a CD for distribution of something. I never look at these, so haha. I'm going to put that out of the way. Okay, make sure you have a clean workspace. I've got a ton of parts on my desk here, but it's a dedicated workbench. I'm on an anti-static mat. If you want to be real safe, you might want to put on an anti-static wrist wrap. You've seen those. And touch something metal. So here's my motherboard. Yes, it is a thing of beauty. I love these things. PCI 3.0, all kinds of built-in stuff. Lots of support for gigabit Ethernet, lots of USB drives, optical, audio, Firewire, really cool stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on and measure and make sure it's still going into my standoffs, and then I'm going to tighten it down.